Happy Sunday afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Non-Boss Continuum. And I'm so glad that everybody is here today to help me spread some holiday cheer to the Bigfoot community. And let's see who is in the house already. We've got Mr. Gary Spikes in the house. We've got Miss Val. Hey, Val, glad to see you. We've also got Miss Jane in the house. And Jane's here. That means yes. Carol is also here. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to their channels. Any of you mods, if you guys could like drop their links to their channels in the chat, I'd be grateful, please. I a lot of their shows for me, it's hard to catch live because they kind of have like, later hours, and I'm an early bird. I have to go to sleep because if I don't, because it takes me a while to fall asleep. So it's like I can't stay up super late. I have to try to go to bed at a decent hour. So I'm so sorry. I very rarely get a chance to actually, get in there into your lives. But definitely, guys, go check out their channels because they're awesome. They have amazing guests. They always have these like really like cute like animals. They have these like live feeds and things like that they do. So go check them out. Go check them out. Yes. And Merry Christmas, everyone. That's right. That's right. Miss Jean Hudson is also in the house. How are you, Jean? And let's see. We've got Crystal. Yes, Crystal, you are now bestowed the beautiful blue wrench. I wish they would make the wrenches a different color. I'm so used to seeing blue wrenches. Can't they make them like a different color? I mean, I don't know. I guess blue stands out, but congratulations. And I don't know why I haven't done it. All of a sudden, like last week, I realized I'm like, oh my God, why is Crystal, why is she not a mod? I don't know why Marty, you're totally off your game here. So I did that for you. Of course, Gary knew about it. I did tell Gary. And I guess he kept the secret. Thank you, Gary. Let's see. Kevin. Hey, Kevin. You're cooking bacon? Not fair. Bacon is my spirit animal. Mr. Roger Blair is also in the house. And did I miss anybody? I hope not. I know people kind of file in a little bit later. Or they'll watch on the replay, and that's okay too. It's fun though. I love having there's Jim. Hey, Jim. Jim's camera Dawn. Just wanted to like I so enjoy doing these kind of streams. I know that I know that my channel has, historically been very like guest oriented, right? I always had to have a guest, always had a guest or a co-host talking about a topic. But I have to tell you guys, I have been really enjoying like having these like one-on-ones with you guys where I get to like interact with you guys more. I enjoy it. It's just when I have a guest on, it's a little difficult for me because I really try to like focus on the guest. But over these last few weeks, like I've really enjoyed just doing these little like, one-on-ones with you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it. Now, I will tell you, I am gonna kind of start something a little bit new, not only for my channel, but for me personally, I am gonna, don't misunderstand me, I am gonna continue to talk Bigfoot, and there's nothing about about behind me is gonna change. There's nothing's gonna change. The only thing that's gonna change, I am like at the first of the year, I am gonna probably kind of have another show to offer you guys, a different type of show. I have such a love for true crime. And I know I've mentioned that to you guys a few times, but I mean, I really do. Like seriously, when I'm not listening and watching Bigfoot stuff, I'm watching trials. I'm watching, you know, true crime shows and lawyers and those kinds of things. And it's really like this huge passion of mine. So I am going to kind of start, I will be offering, hey there, Griff. And, oh, if somebody could please, hey, Danny, if someone could please put, Griff's channel in the chat, I'd appreciate it. Um, Griff has a great channel too, because like I mean, just really like soft and calming and peaceful, and it just really like I'll be honest with you, Griff, like it really brought me a lot of peace, like watching some of the things that you posted and you have on your channel, because I can't always get out there. We had 5 straight days of nothing but rain, 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 and rain. 2 weeks before that, same thing, days on end. So when I can't get out there, I'm grumpy. I get sassy and I get grumpy. Y'all know what I look like and how I am when I'm sassy. So, mix that with grumpy, it ain't pretty. But so I love his channel. So if you guys can definitely, and I got to put your channel, let me make a note to do that. Uh, yeah, that's Santa Squatch behind me. Yeah. He's actually wearing my new Nana Boss hat. I have on my new Nana Boss shirt. Y'all can't see it, but yes. Yes. I ordered some of my own merch because I was like, I love it. I gotta have it. So when I go out, I'll be able to he's a gangster. Just think of him as a gangster. So that way when I go out, I can have on my own merch. And I love it. Super soft, super soft. Oh, comfy, comfy. It's like wearing pajamas. Anyway, so yeah, so what I want to do is I want to start kind of bringing you guys some of these very interesting cases, some of these very interesting, like all different types of true crime cases, true crime. Some maybe possibly related to Bigfoot. We don't know. I mean, just some mysterious kind of things. And it's a way for me to kind of like, do some another thing to do that I love and I enjoy so much and share with you guys. I some of them may be pre-record, some of them might be live. I really don't know yet. That part I haven't. Thanks, Griff. That part I haven't figured it out. Which they're going to be. It might be a mixture of both, depending on the case. But yeah, so I'm going to kind of do a little of that. And hopefully you guys will hang in there with me and find these cases just as interesting as I do. And I would appreciate your support. You guys are always amazing. So, okay. So talking about, spreading like some holiday cheer. I know that hi, little Patty. Thanks for being here, hon. Hey, Cynthia Prince. Hey, Cynthia. And I want to do a big shout out to my channel members before we get going. I want to do a big shout out to all my channel members. Believe it or not, I just got the email like 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Oh, thanks, Cynthia. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you so much. I just got this notification like 2 days ago where now they're allowing the channel owners to, for free. Hi, Lara. The channel owners are allowed to gift five memberships a month. So I didn't get the email until a couple days ago about it. And I guess maybe they might have started it a month before that. I don't know. So it allowed me to give 10 people. So it did allow me to give 10 people, 10 more people, memberships. So, congratulations to those people. I don't get to choose the people. I wish I could choose the people. It's still not fair sometimes because, they do it. YouTube randomly, like people who interact with your channel or people who watch your channel, YouTube randomly picks those people. So it's kind of not easy for me, but you know, but I want to give a shout out to my members. Thank you guys so much for all that support. If you want, if you can't support the channel through, super chats or memberships. Hey, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. Get your family to subscribe. You can still support the channel that way. You can support the channel through going to the merch store. It's in the description of the show, in the show notes. Go, if you want to buy a hat, you want to buy a mug, you want to buy a mouse computer pad thing, or I'm telling you, there's like everything on that store. Like, it's crazy how much stuff is there. The ball caps are amazing. They're the super soft flex kind, so there's not that like bulky like button thing in the back, because I can't do that. I can't do those. I can't do it. Can't do it. Just can't do it. But there's so many things on there. There's so much. There's coffee mugs. There's it's really it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun, a lot of things, different things. I've got some more merch coming actually. The show that I'm going to be doing, that's going to be like the true crime kind of thing, is going to be called True Crime Vault. That's going to be, yeah. Griff says that he wants a sassy boss, sassy non-boss hat. It's funny because Chris and I have been trying to think of that. We've been trying to maybe do some sassy boss designs. So that might be coming your way very soon there, Griff. So stay tuned for that. So I do have some other, and I actually came up with another design last weekend, and Chris almost put it on there on the website for me. But I told him, I said, no, I'm not done with it yet. It was just something I wanted to throw out an idea that I had for him. What do you guys think? Like, you hear people talk a lot about they're like, oh, they're telling, they're saying this or they're saying that. And then you just like, it's like, I've heard this expression so many times, like, your math ain't mathin', like, I just love that saying because it's so true on so many different levels and so many different genres and so many different things. And I was just like, yeah, your math ain't mathin', dude. Like, I thought of it like last month, there was someone who was talking to me at work, and I was just sitting there in my head going, yeah, no, your math ain't mathin', babe. you know? So I'm like, I told Chris, I was like, I need to have your math ain't mathin' design. So yeah. And yeah, Gary got the jackalope t-shirt. Um yeah, so yeah, go check out that merch store. It's really kind of fun how much stuff is there. And you can make your own stuff too. Like, you can take like and create something of your own through there. There's a customization portion to it, to the store. So it's really cool. So you have to check it out. Let's see. Yes, Crystal J. You and Susie B should get together and do a jackalope for me. Oh my God, I would love to have that. A like, a hand painted jackalope. I would love that. I would love it. And we could put that on there. We could put that on the store too. So okay, so we've been doing this little series. We've been doing this series about AI, and AI kind of telling us what it thought about the Bigfoot community, right? And a lot of us, in talking about this subject about AI, what AI thinks about the community, but it's always been this big debate and discussion on, well, how do we make it better? And why, like, why should we make it better? And how can we make it better? So I kind of put together another slideshow for you guys because, like I said, I'm finding that so fun to do. And we're going to talk about why and how we can actually kind of start coming together as a community. And let's just spread some holiday cheer with the Bigfoot community. And let's just kind of talk about some of these ideas that we can all do, and we can all start doing, in our own way, to help create a better community than what we have right now and make it better and to spread love and kindness at the very core of it all. So let's get started. All right. So let's bring up said slash show. So I came up with 12 reasons why why we should spread holiday cheer across the Bigfoot community. I love that picture. I would love to see a Bigfoot in a Santa hat, like a real Bigfoot in a Santa hat. Like I think that would be that would just be so cool. I just do. Oh goodness. Uh-oh, hold on a minute. I got to pull this up a little so I can get to it. There we go. All right. So, 12 reasons to spread holiday cheer across the Bigfoot community. Reason number 1, community events and fellowship. So, I feel like if we were to, like all of us kind of start thinking and how we can start coming together more, as a community. And one of the ways to do that, to come together more, participating or organizing events. And if you can't go to an event, then have some campouts, and other things that can just bring us all together, right? Can bring enthusiasts and researchers and the curious together. These gatherings can facilitate fellowship, networking, idea exchange, and foster a sense of community spirit. I mean, that's like one of the best ways, right? To start coming together as a community is when everybody is kind of like feeling comfortable and everybody is just kind of chilling out, and everybody's talking about ideas and networking. Because I mean, really, that's all these Bigfoot conferences really are. I've gone to a few now, I've gone to several, and really, that's all it's about. But I'll tell you what, conferences are great. Don't misunderstand me. Conferences are amazing. But what really makes it for me are like the campouts and where you get to actually spend and time with people, and you do get to actually share ideas, and you do get to fellowship, and everybody's kind of telling their stories. So, I mean, it's like the best environment in the world to just kind of let your hair down. Because trust me, ain't nobody caring. Everybody's smelling the same. Everybody's makeup is running off. Everybody's, you know. Hey there, Randy. How are you? Happy holidays to you, my friend. So, yeah, I mean, I just think that, just organizing conferences and organizing campouts. I actually, me and a few girls, we've kind of organized something down here in South Florida in Big Bear Island, and it's one of my kind of bucket place lists to go. And I'm so happy that we're going to do this thing, and we've got several Florida researchers that are going to come down, because we just, you know, Big Bear Island is full of reports and sightings, and yeah, it's right in the middle of the Big Cypress Preserve, and not very far from Skunk Ape headquarters. It's also not very far from where I had my daytime sighting, and it's kind of right smack dab in the middle. And we're gonna do a nice camp out. So yeah, just organize a camp out. People that are in your own area, and I'll bet you guys will be surprised how many people would really want to come and really participate if they're able to. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, a cohesive community. A cohesive Bigfoot community can develop a consistent and positive public relations strategy to counter skepticism and negative portrayals in the media. This can help shape a more respectful and informed public discourse on the topic. I mean, when we come together and when we come together as a group, as a collective, we could move mountains, right? We talk about that all the time. We talk about, making the impossible possible. And one of the ways to do that is to work cohesively, collectively for a common goal, towards a common goal. Um, it's super important to do. When we all come together and, we can, not all of us, none of us have the exact answers, but we at least have each other and we can find, we can find the common ground in the fact that we believe, right? That's our common ground. That is our common ground across the board is we believe. And that's a foundation that can never be taken away from us. Hi, there's Spiritual Odyssey. Good to see you. If you guys could also drop the link to my mods, if you could also drop the link to, excuse me, to Randy Harrington's channel. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I've got to grab my tea. Hey there, Rosa. Hi, how are you? So yeah, reason number two, cohesive, a cohesive community. I think what we can just move mountains, and I think we can make that happen. I really do. I really, really do. Whoops. Sorry, guys. I missed one. By reason number three, increased credibility. By presenting a united front, the Bigfoot community can enhance its credibility in the eyes of the broader scientific community and the public. This increased credibility may attract more serious researchers and funding opportunities. Think about it. If we were all, you know, in the community, if we've got credibility, if we have credibility instead of infighting constantly, you know, the talk about moving mountains. I mean, think about it. We will have more serious researchers in the field. We will have more funding opportunities to fund these people like Randy Harrington, like Shane, like, trust me, nobody's getting rich out of Bigfooting. Okay? Nobody's making tons of money. The people that are out there doing the real research, they're not trust me, they are not making money. It is their quest for the truth that drives them. That's what drives them, and their evidence and searching for evidence and researching, and it's like money. And we all need to kind of like band together so that we can like really, pool our resources so that these serious researchers can get funding, and I know part of the problem sometimes is like, well, if a university or a college or whatever, they get behind a set of researchers, then that means that they support them and they believe in Bigfoot and now they're crazy. And it's not about that. It's like in order to prove what we believe to be true, it takes time and money. And I really feel like if we were, much more worked much more cohesively, that these things would be able to be possible for the researchers that are out there. I can't be one of them that I can't research the way that, like I always use Randy and Shane as my example. But I mean, I can't research the way they research. I wish I could. But I can't. But I can certainly support them in every way, in any way I can, you know. And you guys can also do the same. And if you have your favorite researchers, whoever they are, support them, just give them encouragement. Just be like, hey, I like what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. Just a kind word. It doesn't even have to be money. A like, a share, a subscribe, and just a kind word. Trust me, it means a lot. It really does. All right. Let's go to the next slide. Reason number 4, educational outreach. A unified community can better coordinate educational outreach efforts to inform the public about Bigfoot research, dispel those myths, and promote responsible investigation practices. Yeah, better together. Better together, right? Always better together. A football team, if they're not playing together all on the same page, and if everybody isn't doing their part on the field, guess what? They're not going to make it to the playoffs. They're just not. They still have 16 games to play. But if they're not working as a unified system on that field, nothing's going to make a difference if you're not working together. So yeah, so let's start doing that, and promoting responsible investigation practices. I mean, really, it's something that's not a lot. I'm sorry, guys, my allergies are killing me. It's not a topic that a lot of people really want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot. It's not something that people want to go, oh, well, we should be doing this or we should be doing that. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do. I'm not. All I'm saying is we need to support those who are out there who are real truth seekers, and we do need to raise that bar. We need to promote responsible investigation practices. I'm not saying I'm the one that's going to go set that bar, and I'm not the one that's going to go and set these practices into motion, but I mean, we need to be looking to people who really are out there doing it and who are successful at doing it. So, we need to think about that. It's definitely something I think is doable. I think all of these things are. Reason number 5, advocacy. A united front can empower the Bigfoot community to advocate for the protection of habitats that might serve as potential Bigfoot territories. This can contribute to conservation efforts and preservation of ecosystems. Yeah, yes, we need that. I mean, whether you are flesh and blood, the woo, the whatever, like it doesn't matter which camp you fall in. If you're a believer, you're a believer. Whether they have abilities or they don't have abilities, we still should be trying, you know, to to set in motion a way to preserve some of these ecosystems, because like here in Florida, we have, the Everglades is a very delicate ecosystem, very, very delicate. And any little thing that can be introduced into an ecosystem could destroy it. It really could. It's for us here in Florida, it's such a delicate thing because actually here in Florida, we really do rely on the success of that ecosystem. Our survival here in Florida actually does have a lot to do with the success or not of this ecosystem. So, hey there, Susie B. Um, Wonderful, Rosa. I'm so glad you're into the Bible research. A lot of us are as well. Good night. Um, I I'm sorry, where was I at? About the ecosystems. But any little thing that's introduced to them that's shouldn't be there, it can destroy something very easily. I mean, there are things here in Florida that we've had. I mean, for about a year and a half, we had this like red tide that was happening. And yes, the pythons, you're right, Jean, exactly, the pythons, that's right. Pythons, this we have in Central Florida, they have this, a lot okay, because we have all of these different types of, like, sugarcane plantations, we have, um, a lot of golf courses here. We have a lot of dangerous chemicals, phosphorus mainly, but a lot of these dangerous chemicals and fertilizers for sod farms and agriculture and orange groves and all these things. All of these pesticides and chemicals seep down into our aquifer and are super dangerous. They flow down. The Everglades is actually fed by one of the slowest moving rivers that is hundreds of miles long. So it flows down from Central Florida all the way down and out into the ocean. So what it was doing was it was creating this red tide effect where it was killing fish, it was killing dolphins, it was all kinds of marine life that was just washing up on the beaches. People were getting sick from going in the water. I mean, it really is dangerous. So upsetting any type of ecosystem could be deadly for the inhabitants of the ecosystem. So I think it is, important for us to think about the territories, the potential Bigfoot territories that need to be protected. They should be protected. It is my stance. Oh, and it always has been that they are a people. I don't know if people believe that. It's just my belief. I mean, it's just my belief. I think that they are a people in their own right and in their own way. They deserve to be protected. It's just my belief. It doesn't mean anybody has to, you know. It doesn't mean anybody has to follow what I say. It's just my belief. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the next slide. Reason number 6, technological advancements. A united community can pool resources to invest in advanced technologies such as high-tech surveillance equipment, DNA analysis tools, and drone technology to enhance the efficiency and accuracy of Bigfoot research. I just think that that's something that we could do if we can get together as a community and help fund some of these different things, you know? Well, thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. Um, let's see. Let's see. Spiritual Odyssey says, I've watched shows of people hunting those huge snakes in the Everglades. Yes. Yep. They go out and they're out looking for these pythons because they get they get money. They actually do. So, and the iguanas are a big problem. There's a lot of different things. Exactly, Jean. That's at least that is I'm on that page. I am so on that page. But yeah, I mean, and some of the high-tech surveillance equipment, I mean, we all know those, big dollar signs, big dollar signs. But if we I feel like now's the time, right? Like there's so much technology, cutting edge technology that we could be using if it was more affordable for the average day person too. I mean, I think that's also, a key component. Like if we can start like kind of thinking about it in that way, Um I definitely think that bringing in research tools that could really, 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 really help us. It can do nothing but help. Let's see. And Reason number 1, support network. Building a supportive network within the community can provide researchers with emotional and professional support. This can be especially crucial when facing skepticism or challenges from the mainstream science. Oh yeah. I mean, when we're supporting one another, when we're when we're able to, allow people to be, as just have an outlet in order to just kind of get it out there, just to kind of say, hey, this happened to me and I don't know what to do about it. I think is so important for us to kind of be there for people. If somebody is having a hard time processing a traumatic event, I mean, it's just super important. It's so important for us to be able to be there for one another and emotionally. And you know when you've had a traumatic encounter, your family doesn't understand what you're going through. Half the time they don't even think they think you're losing your marbles, especially if you've never been interested in Bigfoot before, and then all of a sudden you go out hunting, you go and have an encounter, and you come back and you're all shook up, and they're all like, "What's wrong with you?" And you're like, "Oh, I saw a Bigfoot," and they start laughing at you or calling you crazy. You know, not every single time, you know, when people tell their family, their family doesn't always, they're not always supportive. You would like to think that your family would be supportive, but sometimes family isn't supportive. So that's what we're here for. And if we can be a community that is, a supportive network, then how many more people can we reach and how many more people can we help? Because that's really what it's about at the end of the day, right? Is helping each other, bringing awareness to the existence of these beings and getting the word out and letting other people know, you know. Yeah, it's sad, right? It is so sad, Gary. It really is. And Crystal, you're right. No, you're right. Does empathy even exist anymore with some people? I know there's not a lot of it out there. It's really not. That's why I'm always really, I want to be that person that if somebody reached out to me, I would absolutely be able to, that's the first thing on my mind. Like, am I being compassionate? Am I being compassionate right now? Am I, even if I don't believe them? And sometimes, sometimes maybe I don't. Maybe not at first, not until I talk to them a little bit more. I don't want to be skeptical all the time, but I also got to show some discernment but you can show discernment and yet be compassionate and be empathetic and put yourself into their shoes. And I think that we need to practice a little bit more of that. Okay, let's go to the next one. Reason number 8, ethical guidelines. A united community has the opportunity to establishing ethical guidelines for Bigfoot research can help ensure responsible and respectful investigation practices. And this can address concerns about habitat disruption, interference with wildlife, and ethical treatment of any potential discoveries. Yeah. I mean, let's think about it for a second. When we're talking about, we're when we're talking about, habitat disruption, interference with wildlife, and ethical treatment of any potential discoveries, ethical treatment, we can talk about that for 1 second. Like there are, there are people that go out there every season, and for why, couldn't tell you why. I don't know, but they go out and they poach, and they poach. They poach deer or whatever. I don't know why they're doing it exactly, whatever reason they have. It still is right, and if they get caught, they're gonna be in some big trouble. I can tell you that. They're gonna be in big trouble. But there are people who do it. But there are there are guidelines. There are hunting guidelines for almost every single animal that's out there, right? There are guidelines that protect. You can only take so many. You can only I mean, even fish, you can only have so many, or the fish has to be a certain size or a certain weight, or, some fish are not allowed to be, taken or what like you have to really, think of it i- in terms of you have to kind of think of the same in the same way that you would think of ways to protect a specific, fish species or a deer or something. Like we need to start kind of thinking of Bigfoot in that same way, I think. And I think that it would really help a lot. I think it would really, cut down a lot of, like you hear people talk about, oh, I can't tell people. Well, Matt and I do it. We can't tell people where we are in certain locations because if you disclose your location, then there will be people backdooring you or going into an area to disrupt and interfere and try to cause problems for Bigfoot. It happens. Or just trying to cause trouble for researchers. Like that happens too. But we need to start thinking a little bit differently, and we need to start, and address those concerns about that. We need to start thinking about it. These are all everybody, these are just thoughts that I had. I'm not saying I know that some of this sounds very Pollyanna, right? Very Pollyanna. But if we don't start thinking about some of these things on some level, none of them will ever be discussed. I don't know. There could be one statement that I say in this show right now, somebody else is gonna maybe think about and apply it to their own life or their own research or their own thoughts and feelings about the subject. So again, I these are thought-provoking, kind of discussion that we're having today. And I just feel like it's super important. I think it's important. All right. Reason number 9, consistent methodologies. Standardizing methodologies across the community can improve the quality and reliability of data collected, making it easier for researchers to draw meaningful conclusions from their studies. Yeah, again, no one wants to say, and talk about standardizing anything, I get it. But there does need to be some kind of standard in place to some degree. You know what I mean? Like I think it's important. I do think it's important to just for us to start thinking about some of these things. Um, you know, because improving the quality and the reliability of data collection, I think we really need it. It's lacking. I think that's kind of one of the areas in our community that, um, we're not really focusing on. So don't misunderstand me. Excuse me. Do not misunderstand me. The encounters are important. Being there and being empathetic and compassionate to those who have been traumatized by experiences or encounters, all of that is important. It's also important that we start thinking about ways how that we can improve the quality and the reliability of data that we're collecting. You know, we have to think about it on a higher level. Because if we're not thinking about it on a higher level, then it's a free for all and anything goes. And I can pop in and go, well, this is my Bigfoot footprint. This is what I casted. And it's a bear track, the double stepped. There needs to be, and I can push it all day long saying it's a Bigfoot, it's a Bigfoot, it's a Bigfoot. I know it's a Bigfoot print. I know it's a Bigfoot print. There has to be some way that we can start really, really finding ways to improve the quality and the reliability of the data that we're out there collecting. So, yeah. Again, I'm these were just thoughts that I had of how just some of the ways that we can start making a difference, that we can in a positive way. Number 10, data sharing. A unified Bigfoot community can establish a centralized database for sightings, footprints, and other relevant data. This shared information can help identify patterns and trends, aiding researchers in their quest for evidence. I know. I said it. I said it. I said it. I know. I said the 5-letter word share. Nobody really wants to share. Nobody really wants to share. And I know that for a lot of people, it's understandable. I get it. I get it. And sharing means caring, right? And that's, you know, not what they say. Sharing is caring. Um, yeah, we have to start sharing some data. I get it. We have the Bigfoot mapping project. We've got the BFRO. We do have those databases, and there may be others that have databases. I don't know. But if you're hanging on to these databases and you're not sharing it with anybody, I mean, people can say what they want about the BFRO. Excuse me. Say what you want about the BFRO. Say what you want about the Bigfoot mapping project. At least they're sharing. They're sharing. They're sharing. Even if they're not sharing 100% of an encounter, at least they're sharing something. Because I think if as long as we're sharing information and these databases, all of this relevant data that we're talking about tonight. No, you're right about that, Gary. You are so right about that. You're right about that. Some of the databases only record the bad experiences, not the good ones. And that's a really, really, really good point. Um, and I'm going to go back to this comment up here in just a second. That's a really good point because sadly enough, there is this huge push to I'm trying to choose my words carefully here. I really am. I really am because what happens is the truth is fear sells. Mhm. Fear sells. And people want they want the scary stuff. That they want that, you know? That's seriously, like, that is what they want. They I guess maybe it's human nature. Maybe it's human I don't know. Is it human nature to wanna be scared or to wanna be I mean, I do like, creepy stuff, but that doesn't mean I wanna be scared, and it doesn't mean that I wanna listen to every gory story out there because let me tell you something, I don't believe that 100% of these scary stories are true. I don't think so. It's my opinion. It's just my opinion, but fear sells. That's right. Fear overrides the logical mind. But why the fascination? Yes, Gene. Fear controls and they want this control. Yes, absolutely. Because why? It's called the almighty dollar because they're making money off of it. They're making money off of what scares people. It's the truth. It is what it is. And I refuse to spin that narrative. I won't spin that narrative. I will not. I refuse. I will not spin that narrative because, in my experience, again, and this is my experience, let me say that one more time for everybody in the back. In my experience, I have not had a terrifying encounter. Okay. Doesn't mean that they don't exist, doesn't mean that they don't happen. Have I been in scary situations? Of course, I've been in scary situations. Of course. But I rather talk about the positive stuff. I rather talk about the positivity because I really feel like that's what we need in our world right now. You know? Like we need that. We need that. Let me go back to, hold on. I started, hold on. Because Jean had a good point. Jean had a really good point. She says, I have to say, I've heard and seen many researchers who make me wonder if they are part of the organization keeping the hidden because they don't seem to be there to help. I agree with that. I agree with that. I really do. But nobody wants to but that's the sad part is that nobody wants to talk about those kinds of things. Nobody wants to really talk about what's really going on. Thank you, Val. Have a good holiday if I don't see or hear from you. Investigators, not investors. Yeah. Yes, positive vibes. Absolutely positive vibes. Absolutely. Yeah, it's Gary says, how many experiencers are criticized because the Bigfoot helped someone and people don't want to believe it? Right. Because that's the thing. For every scary encounter that I've heard, I'm just being honest. Like for every scary encounter I've ever heard, I guarantee you I heard probably 10 positive encounters. I'm because they're out there. People are out there having positive encounters. They are. Maybe people don't want to hear about it, but it happens. But they're out there having positive encounters. I did an interview for Eric on Paranormal Highway. And when I did my interview, he said to me, wow, he goes, the interview I did last week was very different. It was very scary and it was terrifying and da 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 da. And he's like, and yours, he's like, wow. He's like, yours was like peaceful and kind. And I'm like, because it was. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why some people have positive encounters and some people might have negative encounters. I don't know. I would imagine in my again, my opinion, I think that whatever that if you had a negative encounter with one of these beings, it's probably because there was something that you did that triggered something. You know, you were close to children, you were close to a female, you were coming close to where their home, they're like where they're living. You interrupted a hunt or there's, I guarantee if you had a very negative experience that there was something, even though you did, because see, we don't know what the reason is. So we have nothing but to we can only speculate, right? We can only speculate why something went south or why something went negative. Doesn't necessarily mean that it was a bad thing. It was bad for you, terrified you. They could have killed you, but they didn't. You're still alive to tell the tale, which says something. Says something. To me, that says something. Hey there, Moon at Noon. Hi. So that's kind of the weird thing about it, right? It's kind of like if it was to you, I get it. It was scary for you. They were just warning you, because if they had wanted to do more, they probably could have. And and if they didn't, that shows restraint. That shows not only restraint, that shows that they're wrong. And if they know right from wrong, that shows reasoning. How human is that? Hmm. Something to think about. Reason number 11, research collaboration. Uniting the Bigfoot community can foster greater collaboration among researchers, allowing them to pull resources, their findings, and collectively contribute to a more comprehensive understanding of the elusive creature. And I probably should have not used creature, but should have been elusive beings is probably is what it should have been. My apologies. My apologies. I should have definitely changed the wording a little bit. But yeah. And the only way for us to collaborate. Hi guys. I don't know what happened. Hold on. Let me get back to I have a feeling that my internet glitched. I got glitched. There we go. Now we're back. Now we're back. Where was I? Sorry. Where was I at? Uniting the Bigfoot community can greater collaboration, researchers, allowing them to pull resources, their findings, collectively contribute to a more comprehensive understanding of the elusive beings. I'm saying beings, not creatures, so my apologies. But yeah, I think that it's super important that we do that. And Gene Hudson says, Nana, they live by a pretty simple code and laws. They police their own and they do not give second chances often, but they give us a chance, right, Gene? Giving us a chance. That means that they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. If you go in that area and they give you a negative response and you shouldn't be in there, they're telling you don't be in there, and then you go back in again. That's a different story. Yeah, on your own. Okay, you on your you on your own. Yeah, Courtney, don't worry. We all get confused. Yeah, exactly, Laura. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know if it was my internet. I don't know what happened. I really don't. Oh my gosh. Slide number this slideshow is going down quick. Reason number 12, last one. Promoting diversity and inclusion. This to me was is really important. Encouraging diversity within the Bigfoot community, including researchers from various backgrounds, disciplines, can bring fresh perspectives and approaches to the field. Embracing inclusivity, there I got it, can enrich an overall research landscape and contribute to a more holistic understanding of the subject matter. Cliff Notes version. Can't we just all get along? Can't we just all get along? I'm not asking everybody to sing kumbaya, okay? But why can't we be respectful and be nice and show compassion? Because I think that that is really it is obtainable. It can happen. I've seen it happen. I know it can happen, you know? And Jean says, Nona, they are very careful with us. You hear all these bad experiences, but they walk away. Very seldom hurt unless they don't take the warnings. Most of the time, I believe they got too close with family. Yes, I agree. I really do. I really agree, Jean. 100%. But they are careful with us. They are very careful with us on a lot of levels. A lot of levels. A lot of levels. Couple more slides, guys. Couple more slides, I promise. So, no matter what your family looks no matter what your family looks like, let's just all enjoy the togetherness. And I think that all of us need a little bit this time of year of kindness. And we need to spread kindness to the people that you see in the street. Just lift your head and smile at them. You don't have to say anything. Just smile. Just smile. But I really want to wish everyone a wonderful holiday. Uh, I will be next weekend with my children and my grandchildren, and so I will not be having a show next week. But whatever your family looks like, and however whatever the makeup of is, whatever religion you are, whatever beliefs you have, be yourself, enjoy being yourself, love your family, love your friends, and enjoy it. Enjoy being with the people that you care about and the people that you love, because we don't get enough of that in today's world. We just don't. So don't take our family for granted. Whatever you do, enjoy and have a wonderful holiday, everybody. I got one more slide. Got one more slide. And celebrate the season with a grateful heart. Um, because that's the most important thing, is being grateful for what we have, right? Being grateful for the people that are in your life, being grateful for the things that you have. Don't focus on the stuff we don't have. Focus on the stuff we do have. That's where our focus needs to be. We need to be paying attention to all the amazing things in our life that we do have, not the stuff we don't. Because when you focus on the things that do matter to you, all the stuff that you don't have won't matter to you. It really won't. So celebrate the season with a grateful heart. I really hope everybody does that. I do want to promote tomorrow, and I'll throw the link in the chat right now. This will be, I think, the third part of the show over on Grizzly on the Hunt. Grizzly is on the hunt. It's Grizzly and Henny's Paranormal Cryptids and Conspiracies. Go check that out tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Ron Moorhead will be back on. This has been a 3-part series that they did the last week. They had several questions that they asked their psychics about, about Bigfoot and Bigfoot behavior. And I was so thankful to be a part of that. And I have to say, I think almost every single one of my answers actually paralleled, I think, with almost all of the other psychics. I was so impressed with myself. I was like, oh my goodness. Boy, my abilities were on it that day. So go and check that out. Ron Moorhead is going to be back on the show tomorrow night, and they're going to talk about all the answers from all the psychics to all of our amazing questions that we had about Bigfoot and Bigfoot, behavior and their family structures and all of these cool things. And do they use portals? Do they not? So it's going to be a really interesting, fun show. Go over there, show them some love. Everybody that's on my my list of channels that I recommend, everybody go and check out all those channels and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you to Jane. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. I should be able to do a show probably around New Year's at some point. Keep your notification bells on. Thank you guys for joining me. I know it's been, it's been some interesting thoughts happening today, but you know what? Like I said, sometimes you never know what can make other people's kind of think. Other people expand on your ideas or take your ideas to another level, and that is what is amazing. Look for you guys maybe who weren't here earlier, I am going to be doing a true crime show soon, and it's going to be called True Crime Vault, so keep an eye open for that as well. And thank you guys. Excuse me, my throat. I am struggling with my throat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Support my channel, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, spread love and kindness wherever you go. Happy holidays, everybody.